All right. All right. So daily review for the 20th. Oh, what the frick is popping up? The 20th of October was a Monday. We had for sure no news on the entire week until Friday, which is absolutely crazy. Like, I don't, that's crazy. I don't know why that's happening, but our government needs to get it together. Okay, so I off the bat, what's my range off the bat? Let me see what it was on the higher time frame. Switch it to the 729. I think I was using the 729 just as Kev was, showing this consolidation range. Let me lower it. I think it was around this. But also on US 100, like you mentioned, it's probably cleaner than this because I think we actually had. Oh, wait, we did sweep this. Okay, never mind. We did. But so this is the initial range I used into the morning when I logged on. This was the range, this literally the range I was using all week for this whole consolidation event. And then into the liquidity, I marked out for Monday. So we still were inside the 729 range. I marked out the initial high, and I think this is London session, low. And then I think, let's go back 1 minute. Around this points, I got on around 850. So initially, what I saw was we had an SMT divergence here with time that I don't think expanded that far. I think it was this one. Yeah, was that an SMT divergence? I think it was. Yeah, high to high. This is the initial thing. I thought we were going to go down and then maybe hit some of this low resistance liquidity, go for this liquidity pool down here, and maybe expand lower. But also we got to take in fact our higher time frame. So I mean we are in premium in the 729, but I was also using I think a 243 range for this. 243 0. Let's see if this works. No, that's too high. Let's go down. There's too many lines on my dang screen, yo. That one? I think I used this one. Yeah. Okay, this is the range I used for the day. For the week, I used the 729 just to see an overall structure for everything that happened. Okay, so this was EQ. Let me just remove these pools so I can see. Okay, yeah, EQ was tapped with the SMT. So it was something like this. SMT, we did sweep on ES by like freaking one couple points. That's crazy. And then we had time with the SMT. That was the first thing I saw. I was going to enter. For some reason, I didn't, just off intuition. I saw it and I'm like, you know what? It was already, once I looked at it, it was already past the sweep of the pool. And I always want to enter, like you always say, like above the actual sweep. So I'm going to be entering up, what color is this? Up above the sweep in order to go down and hit, get targets and stuff. It gives me a better entry, just like you mentioned, Kev. So let me delete this. So I saw that initial thing was the SMT. And then we come down, we open, we have this massive run up, insane candle. I don't even know. I wish there was time on this. That would be crazy manipulation, but we didn't sweep any lows except this internal 1 minute low, which wouldn't give me, I don't think it'd give me enough anyways for it. So no time, 9:30, we obviously don't trade that. 9:31, 9:32, 9:33, that macro, the 9:32 macro is where I took my first trade, which was, I think I'm on my eval. Let me see. I think it was, let me look at my notes real quick. It was something like this. I took above the sweep, so something like that. Let me look at the sweep real quick. Where's the sweep at? Sweeps here. So I go off this liquidity pool here because we're literally on a higher time frame. Just huge fair value gaps. Like there's not really anything I can base a sweep off of until we hit our dole or a drawn liquidity or the high, these two relative equal highs over here. So I really had only this to play off of, and then unless there's something internally on these fair value gaps, I think there is, but I was just gonna play off this swing high. So we hit the swing high with time. Where's the sweep here? Right here. Yeah, guys, I'm on my laptop. I wish I was on my big monitor because this is a lot of scrolling and moving around. Hit this with time. I enter above it because we are shorting, and I enter in premium. So premium of the 243. I pretty much, I mean, I followed everything for this. Premium of the 243 time, sweep above time for the short, and stop was somewhere, it was not a 10-point stop. It was a larger stop because I just want to get more room to breathe. But looking back in hindsight, it should have been a shorter stop. But that either way, it's a losing trade. I would have been stopped out here or would have been stopped out here where my stop was normally. So I was going to look for this to start displacing lower into this fair value gap, at least give me a break-even points. Then we can see if we want to start market shift, shifting down into this range and this liquidity pull down here. That did not happen. So I take a loss. It is what it is. And now that I get my email sent, this loss is pretty much invalid, which is really funny during this weird lagging day that happened. So, I mean, I'm still going to journal this, and I'm still going to post this daily recap because this is my first time doing this and I want to get comfortable with posting these and reviewing price. But pretty much today was a break even because my Alpha Futures accounts denoted this $200 loss. So it wasn't even taken on my account. So we'll see if it gives me my money back or not. We'll see. I looked. So there's the first trade. I looked for this pull to be swept here, this 1 minute low, swing low. I was looking for this because we had time up here. There's like nothing to really go off that. I think it was just that fair value gap, these huge fair value gaps back here that we were going off of. Yeah, and I'm like, there might be some internal liquidity legs, maybe something like around here, but I wasn't really going to go all the way down there and look. I would rather play off something I actually confirmed and knew instead of playing off a more uncertain, certain thing. So I look for this swing leg here. I wanted to see a sweep for a continuation model. Do we get a sweep on ES? I don't even know. I don't think we did. Wait, no, we didn't get a sweep. So I was looking for a sweep here. This is when my computer started bugging out. So I switched to my phone, my computer, my trading view, my accounts, or just my one eval I'm trading right now, just the practice. Everything was bugging out. I called it a day. I'm like, you know what? Taking this initial loss. This is way too buggy to trade. It's really annoying. So I left it as is. I looked on my phone and I did not see this sweep. And this is when I got off the charts past this point. So I'm like, you know what? I'm just going to be done. Go to work, call it, journal, move on, and then make my daily recap later. This sweep, if it did, it would have been really good because obviously we had a massive continuation today and a bullish continuation. And then we just consolidated up here once we hit the high of the range in the extension. So I'd look for, I mean, this is in hindsight. I'm off at this point. So this was my only trade. The 932 macro short, that was the only trade. And obviously stop out, which is a break even because of the issues that are going on today. So if we see any continuations, we have this macro 950, no, 1001, no. I mean, I'm not getting on the 15-second because it's against my rules now. As you guys know, the 15-second messed me up mentally, and I can't, until I get more comfortable, I'm not going to touch it just so I know that I won't, start tilting and using it again, because I used to be, all these boxes are, the time macros. I just made it from some indicators. I used to be I'm a very impatient person naturally, just a little bit. And that was my downside to this, where I started using the 15-second and it forced me into these like tiny freaking sweeps. There's like a 15-second swing low here and a 50-second swing high here. And it sometimes worked out, but most of the time it didn't. And now that I only base off 1 minute and up, it's helped me out tremendously and allowed me to be more patient and waiting for the quality setups. I'll keep ES open for a little bit. So we keep pretty much, it's just continuation day. Like if you were looking for potential trades today, even though it's a no news Monday, so not the greatest, it's a no news week. It's freaking crazy. We have nothing here, nothing here. It's just all internal stuff. I mean, it's just taps in this fair value gap. I know Kev mentioned he takes time into FEGs at some points, but I'm just going to stick to the the normal turtle soup setups and the level setups, which this does hit a level. I'd rather hit, like, if we, obviously if we're in discount, I would rather hit a discount level and then move up. So pretty much at this point, we hit our target for the 243 level as the high in the extension. And then I don't know if we get offered anything else. Do we get offered a short? There's a sweep there. I mean, it's just not clean, y'all. It's a no news Monday. It's not gonna be crazy. We get a sweep there. It's nothing wild. It's just consolidation. I mean, you could play. Did I even sweep? I think we got. I don't even think so. No, no. Yeah, it's really not worth looking into because it's not clean. It's just consolidation. We have some sort of continuation models, continuation plays. Actually, that was actually kind of clean right there. Holy. But yeah, that's it. That's all that happened for me. That was my trade. My single loss here, which is a break even, luckily. And then this insane expansion, which I wonder if this hit on the US 100 because I'm on MNQ. I wonder if I can look in there. Frick. Why is it not showing up? Would it just be NQ? Maybe the NASDAQ? I wonder if I don't have it. Because that would have been interesting. I hit the low of the range here. And close that ES now because I don't need it. There we go. Yes, dude, it was way too tight for that. Okay, 243. It might have, y'all correct me if I'm wrong. I don't know why it won't let me get on the US 100 right now, but it might have tapped low for this 243 range for the day and then sent us higher, which would have been an entry in, I guess, early New York session, late London. So if it did, I'd probably be the setup. Yeah, that was my trade. Just the initial SMT I saw, the shorts, and that's it. So yeah, I'll see you guys. I'll send another one in tomorrow for the Tuesday recap. See ya.